Alright, we're going to go ahead and install this Ingalls Stiffy engine torque dampener purchased from Throwdown Performance. This is for the 8th gen Accords. Could possibly work exactly for the 9th gen or 8.5s. This is from the 7th gen model Accord. It just takes a small little bit of fabrication of the actual bracket that it comes with. Just expanding 4 little holes, and then it's a direct bolt-on. I'm going to show you the bracket that we're going to be drilling. As you can see, these 4 points is what connects to the strut bar. So basically what it is, right here, it does not go in. It just needs a little bit of shaving from the bolts from the bracket, and it automatically just slides straight in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and expand this corner hole first. We're going to have to do it for all 4. Just get the proper drill bit that fits through the actual hole first, and then you're just going to angle the drill in order to grab it. Okay, as you can see, I expanded both these holes. These are completely finished. They clear the bolts for the actual coilover that's inside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to expand these just on the inside portion. That's all we really need, just to clear the actual small bolts that are there. So all we're going to do is try to trim this portion on the inside, and it should clear with no problem. So we're going to go ahead and start that now. Okay, so this is basically after the small little drilling, basically how it looks. I expanded each one. It's time consuming a little bit. It took us about maybe 15-20 minutes, which is not too bad. And for the people that have the stock strut tower, you're going to be placing this beneath the strut tower. So the strut tower is going to go on top of this. The people that have the UR bar are going to put it on top of the UR bar. But since I have it, I'm going to show you a little modification that we have to do. We're going to have to grind some of this piece down. Alright, so for the UR guys, if you notice, this piece right here, it doesn't allow me to put the bolts in. So I have to grind down this whole edge. I'm going to grind down about maybe 1/4 of an inch in. Okay, so again, I'm going to grind the inside portion of the bracket a tad bit. I'm going to do it slowly, step by step. That way I can not overcut it. That's not even close. This is very solid steel, so it's gonna take a little while to cut. So basically that's the idea. You just gotta keep cutting until you actually clear it. I know that I still have to keep cutting, so I'm gonna keep cutting. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and install the actual bracket that will hold the torque dampener. So you're basically going to install it, those 2 bolts that you see there. We're going to remove one at a time, untorque it down, and put it in, and it's a direct bolt-on. There's no modification needed. Just make sure that the way you install this is that the bracket bolts are facing, the actual wall is facing against the pulley. Don't install it like this, because it's going to hit your pulley, as you can see it. And then from there we're going to remove this bracket, this little AC bracket you see here with a 10mm bolt. Okay, so basically this is your AC line. This bracket that you see here, you have to modify it. You have to cut this part out, this whole piece. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically cut this off, and we're gonna end up only with this side. And we're gonna make a small little hole here, and then from there we'll tap it to the new the engine, the Stiffy's bracket. Okay, we're gonna cut it now with a Dremel. If you use something to stabilize it and hold the bracket, it's going to help. So we get our pressure clamp and just hold on to it, just to kind of give you a little bit more. Okay, as you can see, the bracket's on. You have your 4 bolts that hold it down. This is your AC line bracket, the one that we cut, the one you see here, where my thumb is at. You're basically going to push up. It's going to get a little tight, but you're going to push up and you're going to mount it like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to actually put the bolts on. All this hardware is provided. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to put the bolt in first. Once you have the bolts in, you're going to grab the rubber washer, put it on that side, and then you're going to grab the actual metal washer and put it in. Then you're going to grab it. You're going to grab the actual hydraulic portion, not the nut portion. It's going to go on the tower bracket. So you're going to put it on. Okay, now you're going to get your nut provided, and you're just basically going to Okay, so now it's basically held on there. You're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the bottom piece, with the motor mount bracket. You're going to put the bolts in first. Before you put it in through the bracket, you put the rubber one in, rubber washer, metal washer, stick it through the bracket hole, and then just bolt it down with the nut provided. And that's basically how it's going to look. Of course, we're not going to tighten it down yet. Basically how it's going to be. Once you install the AC line, if you notice, if you hold it down where we're going to actually bolt it down, you're going to have plenty of clearance, about a ½ inch clearance from the actual Stiffy itself and the air lines. So you're not going to have any contact with the actual air line when the motor shifts back and forth. One last thing, the Stiffy is not going to come at the exact length needed. So the way you adjust the length of the actual Stiffy is by this silver nut. Okay, this is not preload on the Stiffy. Preload is the gold nut. Don't touch this one yet, and don't unbolt this completely, because you will damage completely the Stiffy. It will not work anymore. So what you're going to do is adjust the silver nut, the smaller nut. When you undo it, you'll be able to spin the actual mounting point to the length needed to line up with the motor bracket, which is what I did. So basically loosen this up, this nut, then when you're done adjusting it, make sure you tighten it back down. It's a 14 millimeter. Okay, so basically what I did, this is your AC line bracket. You're going to be best off using 2 people. One person's going to hold right here at the connection, lift it up. You're basically going to mark your bracket first. If you look closely here, I actually put, I already pre-drilled, I don't know if you can see it because of the light, but I pre-drilled this little bracket using the smallest drill bit that I can get. It's going to be much easier to pre-drill this. Once you have it pre-drilled, you basically just grab it. Make sure that you do it yourself, this portion. You grab it, you put tension on the line, make sure that you get proper clearance before, you know, around all the stiffy line. And basically with the drill, you hold it, you mark your bracket. When you mark it with a drill bit, remove it, you're gonna see the mark of where the drill bit actually touches, just right there. And that's where I'm gonna drill my hole. I am using the smallest one. These are very delicate. Do not do tension or push down. Let the drill bit do the cutting for you. Just do it slow and steady. I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's nice and slow, don't do any force. Let the drill bit do the cutting. If it takes you 10 minutes to cut through it, just do it slowly. You're better off doing a slow cut. So that's basically it. It's a slow process, but it goes through. Now what we're gonna use is a self-tap screw. Okay, first I'm gonna tap the AC bracket, and then I'll tap the actual bracket for the stiffy. Okay, I already tapped that. Now I'm gonna go to the bottom. Okay, so as you can see, the tap is done. It was a little bit difficult. This bracket is very thick, so it took a little while for the actual self-tap to go through. But it's not hard. Just make sure that you apply tough force against the drill at a slow pace, and it will go through it. Other than that, that's basically it. Just to highlights, remember, this is a 7th gen Stiffy for an Accord. This is a 2010 Honda Accord 8th gen. The only modifications needed for this mod is the bracket, the actual 4 bolts of the tower bracket need to be expanded like you saw, and just the AC bracket needs to be adjusted and cut, and it's basically, that's it. It's an easy install. It's going to help the motor respond better to torque, and that's it. This is a great product. I purchased it from Mark at Throwdown, so always great service, and we're set.